Hello everyone, welcome to Hatha Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. Today let's take a block or a pillow and begin in a supported version of Child's Pose Balasana. With our live community, we did have a request for opening up the lower spine and just the spine in general and different extension and lateral sideways. So let's begin in this gentle way of stretching into the lower back as well as grounding ourselves and coming to our practice. So bring the inner edges of your feet to touch towards the rear edge of your mat. Place your pillow or block just ahead of you to rest your forehead on. Sink your pelvis down towards your heels. Feel free to separate your thighs as wide apart as it's comfortable for you to rest your forehead on that block. Now your arms, for the sake of creating more length in the spine and the sides of the torso, you may want to extend your arms forward, even though you may be relaxing your elbows down. I like to rotate the upper arms externally. Palms are up and the backs of the hand are resting on the floor, as that gives some broadening across the tops of the shoulders, creating some space in the neck. And then take a moment to walk your shoulder blades further down your back ribs and to feel space through the front, sides, and back of your neck. Then resting your forehead down at the height that allows you to feel more neutral in your neck. Begin to settle your body into this position for a few moments. So the yoga practice, we've been moving through the various limbs. We are now at the week of exploring the seventh of limbs of yoga, according to yoga philosophy. And that seventh limb is the study of the mind, or rather moving into a state of meditation called dhyana. In the physical yoga poses, we study the body, right? But we also study the mind and the internal response to the body as we open and strengthen it. In the first and second limbs, we study our interactions with the world, our relationships. We study our relationship with ourselves. And then in pranayama, we studied our breath and how we can utilize different ways of breathing to affect our energy and how life force is being circulated. So now we move into the study of our mind, but also along with that is the study of our internal being, including our emotions, what passes through our inner states. So Pema Chodron, meditation and mindfulness teacher, says emotions are like the fluid, dynamic, living quality of water. But we can often choose to freeze our emotions into ice by pushing them away, by resisting uncomfortable emotions, or letting them escalate by being taken away, hijacked by our anger, or any other kind of strong emotion. And in so doing, we turn our emotions into frozen objects and invest them with so-called truths, the stories that we wrap around the emotions through our thoughts that form our beliefs and perceptions. And as a result, they have so much power over us. Yet, as she explains, emotions are neutral. They're simply events. Thoughts as well are neutral. It's the value and the judgments that we place on them that can create such a strong effect on us. And so in meditation, and particularly later in today's meditation on emotions, we train again and again in coming back to the object of meditation, whatever that may be, your breath, a sensation, or a mantra. So we return to that as a way of interrupting that fixated quality that we might have towards an emotion, the grasping or the fixation. That's really what we're interrupting. My yoga psychology teacher, Ashley Turner, reminds us as yoga teachers to work on interrupting the pattern so that we're not moving on autopilot. We're moving with a sense of self-awareness and choice. And through such practice of really observing our emotions and letting the energy of them be processed as necessary rather than resisted or compounded upon, we can let our emotions flow like water. They don't have to stay stuck in our bodies, creating, tension in our bodies wherever we might carry certain emotions. And they don't need to get stuck in our minds where we start to perceive the world through the thoughts we've created around emotions. And so in this doing, we go deeper into the stages of meditation towards self-liberation, which yoga itself is a path towards. Liberation from delusion. And so let's begin this practice as you're here in child's pose, just checking in, perhaps even asking yourself, what emotion might be present right now, moving through me? Whether it be something very strong or very subtle, or maybe there's not one detected at this moment. Can you perhaps label what is alive in you right now? Energy in motion, emotion. And then without compounding any thoughts to it, just feeling how that might manifest as a sensation in your body. Maybe there's a particular area in your body that is calling your attention. Might you visualize breathing deeper into there as you inhale? And then perhaps loosening any grip in that area, if so, as you exhale. Allowing the breath to deepen as you inhale, even slower perhaps. This time lingering at the top of your inhalation for a few seconds. And then gradually emptying your breath through your mouth. Holding it out for a few seconds. And then as we're still bowing here in child's pose, I invite you to bring a vibrational sound to being, a chant of Om. And as you begin this practice, take a deep inhale. Om. Continuing to breathe, if you can, just through your nose, so mouth is closed, building some warmth, preparing for movement. Building a gentle whispering sound by softly narrowing the back of your throat. We call that Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breath. Now sustaining your breath as you can listen to it ever so softly. Equal in, equal out. Go ahead and put that pillow or block to the outside of your mat. Extend your arms more actively forward so the palms are face down and their shoulders width apart. And let's begin to move to the breath. So on your next inhalation, swivel your hips to your left. Rise towards the left edge of your mat before circling towards the midline of your mat. Exhale your hips to the right and drop them down to your feet. Slow lateral circles, inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. All the way down to your feet. Inhale. And exhale. Coming down to child's pose. Let's switch directions. Inhale your hips to the right. Feel the opening along the right side of your body as you lean in through center. Exhale and to the left. Feel the left side body stretch. Sink back to child's pose. 2 more on this side. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. All the way down to your feet. Last round. Coming through center, separate your feet hips distance. Inhale, come forward. Roll your shoulders back, look up into cow pose. Exhale, hollow your belly, drop your chin towards your chest, sink back to child's pose. Inhale, lift your hips, glide forward, coil your chest up to cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, chin to chest, round into child's pose. And then find your own pace as you listen to your breathing. 2 to 3 more cycles here in this extended version of cat-cow. We're going to change it up. Take your next inhale forward, lifting your chest in cow pose. Tuck your toes behind you and exhale. Chin to chest, scoop the belly and lift your hips. Press them back to downward dog. Let's turn that into a vinyasa. Inhale, lower your knees. Glide forward, coil your chest up into cow pose. Exhale, contract your belly, lift your hips back. Downward facing dog. Take about 3 more cycles on your own. From cow pose to downward facing dog. Can you generate the movement from your center right below your belly button, especially as you lift your hips back? Can you feel the strength of your fingertips slightly gripping the ground? Rolling your triceps or outer upper arms towards the floor. We'll meet in downward dog. Take a few breaths in downward dog. When you arrive, to just make your own movement, any kind of way you'd like to dance your downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Trusting your unique way of moving your body by listening to what your body needs. And then start to settle into downward dog parallel, your index fingers facing forward. Bend your knees, lift your hips further up and back. Draw your belly in towards your back as you lift the shoulders away from your neck. And on your next inhale, sweep your right leg behind you, flex the toes down. As you exhale, bend your right knee towards your nose, round forward and plank. 2 more. Inhale, slowly re-extend your right leg. Keep your hips squared facing down. Exhale, contract your belly, bend your right knee towards your nose and plank. 1 more. Inhale, lift the right leg back. Slowly contract the belly, round forward. Exhale, lightly step, right foot inside of your right hand. Come into a lunge, fingertips on the ground or on blocks. Legs hips distance. Take a deep inhale in your lunge. Keep the back knee lifted if possible. And then as you exhale, begin to scissor your right hip back, straighten both legs, and bow with a feeling of a flat back. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, rebend your right knee just over your right heel. Exhale, scissor your right hip back, lengthen your chest forward to fold. 3 more. Inhale, lunge. And exhale, scissor and fold, pyramid pose. Twice more. Follow your own breath pace. And from your neck, straightening the leg. Inhale, bend your right knee, look forward. Exhale, step left foot forward, come at the top of your mat. Forward fold, feet hips distance parallel. Press the ground in front or your shins. Inhale, lift your chest. Draw in your belly, lengthen your spine. Remember, bend your knees any amount if needed. Exhale, fold. Twice more. Inhale, lift your chest. Elongate your spine. Draw your shoulders back. Keep the belly firm. Exhale, fold some more. One more time. Inhale, rise halfway. Feel the sides of your torso grow long. Exhale, fold even deeper. With your knees bent, inhale, circle your arms to rise up to stand. Let your palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, trace your thumbs down the midline of your body into mountain pose. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, sweep your arms high, gaze up. Exhale, bow forward. Fill up your lungs as you lift your chest, lengthen your spine again. Step back into plank pose. Continue as you breathe out to glide forward. Hug your elbows to your side ribs. Come all the way down. Point your toes. Let's take 3 breaths in Cobra. Any version. You could have your fingertips outside of your mat. You could be rotating your shoulders back one at a time. You could dance your Cobra pose. Here we're welcoming a sense of fluidity, not only in our emotions, acknowledging their ability to flow through us, but also in our bodies. We're bringing energy into motion. Then set your hands flat along your floating ribs, tuck your toes, breathe in, look forward, press the ground away, lift your belly, downward facing dog. Take a slow inhalation, making any sound to your mouth. Let it go. Ha. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Flex your toes to face the floor. Exhale, round into plank pose. Bend your left knee towards your nose. Twice more slow and controlled movements. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Contract your abdomen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Really nice. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the left foot quietly forward inside of your left hand. Fingertips on the ground or on blocks. Stay high on the ball of your right foot. Take a deep inhale in your lunge. Exhale, scissor your left hip back to straighten the leg as you fold. Let's keep going. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, scissor and fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, scissor and fold. Twice more. Listen to your own breathing to pace you. As you finish your last round, return to a lunge. Take a breath in there, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward, folding at the top of your mat. Press with your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest, elongate your spine. Strong legs, strong back. Exhale, fold in. Strong belly too. Inhale, lengthen halfway again, twice more. Exhale, fold again. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Halfway up, peel your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold in. Draw in the belly. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms high, palms touch. This time, interlace your fingers inside out. Exhale, right to side bends. Pull in your lower belly. Inhale, lift up to center. Exhale, left to side bend. Inhale, up to center. We're going to do this twice more on each side. Exhale, right to side bend. Belly firm. Inhale, up to center. Slow the breath down. Exhale, left to side bend. Last round. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, right to side bend. Keep the length in your neck. Inhale up to center. Exhale left to side bend. Moving on, keep your feet hips distance, bend your knees, keep your thighs parallel. Inhale, a variation of chair pose. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bow into a forward fold. Inhale, press with your hands, lengthen halfway up. Stepping into plank or floating into chaturanga, exhale down into your vinyasa. This time one, inhale cobra or upward facing dog. Let your belly firm to lift your hips to downward facing dog. Changing it up, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, bend your right knee open, maybe towards the sky. Inhale, tack your left hip back. Exhale, cross your right knee to tap your left elbow in plank or left tricep in plank. Inhale, your right leg back. Exhale, bend your right knee open, maybe towards the sky again. Inhale, tack your left hip back. Exhale, tap right knee to right elbow or tricep in plank. One more time, inhale, right leg back. Exhale, bend the right knee, turn it open, maybe towards the sky. Inhale, tack your left hip back. Exhale, round forward through center, bend your knee towards your nose, step your right foot between your hands. Warrior two, spin your left heel down, align the front heel to the arch of your back foot, then press through both feet and inhale, windmill your arms to rise into warrior two. Feel your right outer hip rotate underneath your body as you align your front knee with your middle toe. Left leg slightly turns in as you firm top of the left thigh bone behind you. Left leg is straight. Arms wide open, soften your shoulders down. Keep the bend in your front knee and flip your right palm to face up. As you keep your hips low, lift your spine a little higher, breathe in. With your shoulders relaxed, side bend as you exhale to your left, reversing this peaceful warrior. Inhale, rise through warrior two, the opposite. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Sweep your left arm towards the front of your room into side angle. And exhale, rise up, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale, rise, come forward again, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Exhale up, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Exhale forward, forearm to thigh, side angle. Rising up, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale forward, side angle pose. This is the last time. Exhale up, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale, pause, warrior two. Gaze past your right fingertips. Left hand to left hip. Exhale, right hand to the floor, half moon pose. Now right hand can move onto a block as well. So you place that right hand upper right corner from your right pinky toe. Drag your left foot forward, flex your left foot. Heel rises about the height of the hip. Turn your chest to face your left wall. Keep rolling your right glute underneath. Firm your lower belly towards your spine. Maybe lift your left arm up. Take a deep inhale. We're going to turn this into another flow. Exhale, bend your right knee, slowly land warrior two. Inhale, flip the right palm, sweep it back, reverse, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two, shift forward again, coming back to half moon pose. When you're in half moon, inhale there, expand, lengthen. Bend your right knee and exhale, softly step back to warrior two. Again, inhale, flip the right palm, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, rise, shift forward into half moon again. When you get to half moon, take an inhale, expand there, catch some hang time. And then exhale, bend your right knee, softly step back, warrior two. Inhale, flip your right palm, sweep it overhead, reverse, peaceful warrior. Exhale, rise for the last time, shift forward to half moon. Half moon, give yourself maybe 3 breaths, maybe 5 breaths, maybe more. This time, play here a little longer if you want to change it up. You could lift a finger or more, perhaps, of your right hand. Maybe you join your hands in prayer at your heart. Maybe you bend the left knee towards your belly, catch hold of the top of your left foot. Chapasana. Wherever you are, take notice of your breath. Then as you're ready, very slowly, step your left foot back to warrior two. And when you arrive in warrior two, steady your gaze, steady your breath. On your next exhalation, cartwheel your hands to plank pose. Continue down into a vinyasa if you choose. Rest when you need. We'll meet in downward facing dog. When you arrive in downward dog, 3 deep mindful breaths. Downward dog. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend your left knee towards the sky or somewhat open the hip. Stay here. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, cross your left knee to tap your right elbow or tricep in plank. Inhale, raise your left leg again. Exhale, bend your left knee again, open the hip. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, tap left knee to left elbow or tricep in plank. Inhale, raise your left leg back. One more time, exhale, bend your left knee, turn the thigh open at the hip. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale through center, bend knee to nose. This time land the foot right between your hands for warrior two. Spin your right heel down, align your left heel to the arch of your right foot. From down through both feet, inhale, windmill your arms to rise. In warrior two, arms wide open. Relax your shoulders. Roll your left sitting bone underneath as you align your front knee with your front middle toe. Straighten your right leg as you turn it in slightly, firming the top of your right thigh bone behind you. Keep your left knee bent. Flip your left palm to face up. Allow your hips maybe to sink a little lower. And as you take a deep breath, lift your spine a little higher. Then exhale, sideways bend towards your rear wall in peaceful warrior. Let's start a flow. Inhale, rise through warrior two. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Sweep your right arm overhead towards your front wall. Exhale, rise through warrior two. Flip the left palm up. Reverse into peaceful warrior. Exhale, forward. Left forearm to thigh. Extended side angle. Inhale, rise and reverse. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, forward. Extended side angle. Feel your legs rooted through all of this, your center alive and stable. Rising, reverse, peaceful warrior. And then left forearm to thigh, extended side angle. This time, rise to warrior two. You might bring right hand to right hip, prepare for half moon. Place your left hand, upper left corner from your left pinky toe, on the ground or on a block, and drag your right foot forward. Flex the foot, lifting your leg parallel to the floor. Turn your chest completely to face your right wall. Maybe extend your right arm up. Take a deep inhale in half moon pose. Expand in all directions. Keep your belly firm, stable, and bend your left knee slowly as you exhale. Step back to warrior two. Inhale, flip the left palm overhead. Peaceful warrior again. Entering a new vinyasa flow. Exhale, rise forward, shift forward into half moon pose. When you arrive in half moon, take one inhale, expand and lengthen. Then exhale, slowly step back, reverse to peaceful warrior. Inhale, shift forward. Expand in half moon. Take your time, step back, reverse to peaceful warrior. About 2 more cycles following your own cadence of breath. And when you enter your last half moon pose, stay there for 3, 5, or more deep breaths, playing with any variation you'd like to explore and hold here. Maybe fingers off the ground, maybe hands in prayer at your heart, maybe Chapasana, bending right knee towards belly, catching the top of your foot. Steady eyes, steady breath. Notice what flows through you in thoughts or emotions. And then take your time when you feel ready. From half moon pose, bend your left knee and gently step back to warrior two. Allow a few breaths to ground as you steady your gaze in warrior two. Optional vinyasa one last time. Cartwheel your hands to the floor to enter plank. And if you don't want to take a vinyasa, you might want to take cat-cows or child's pose, or go directly to downward facing dog. When you do arrive in downward dog, please steady your gaze, let your body be still, taking another 3 slow mindful breaths. Bring your feet together in downward dog, bend your knees. Look 3 feet in front of your fingertips. Lift your hips high. When you empty your breath, try to hold your breath out. Engage Mula Bandha, the root lock. Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. Think of lifting your pelvic floor so that you can float or take several hops to land sitting down with your legs straight forward. Nice. And then once you've landed sitting, bend your right knee, open, hug the inside of your left thigh up high, and then place your left hand to the floor just outside of your left hip. Now you could put a strap around the ball of your left foot if you like, and hold the strap, both ends, with your right hand. Now take a deep breath, flex your left foot forward, press down to your pelvis, and then lift through your crown, your spine. Spiral your chest to the left as you exhale, and then fold towards the upper left corner of your mat, diagonally. Pause as you inhale, root your right sitting bone down, and lengthen your spine further forward. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Exhale if you can, fold a little more. A few more breaths in this Harita Janu Shirshasana, revolved head to knee pose. One more deep breath. And then lead with your chest. Inhale to rise up. Now we're going to keep this right knee open, but we're going to splay it open just a little more. You can scoot your right heel in front of your pelvis so you have a wider angle between your thighs. And this time, hold the strap in your left hand. I'm not mirroring you here. Keep the same foot in the strap. Keep flexing it. Extend your right arm towards the sky. Drop your shoulders down. Press your pelvis down. Breathe in. Sit up a little taller. And then exhale, side bend towards your left. Now, as you inhale, press your right sitting bone down some more. And keep stretching your spine, both left and right sides of your torso. Exhale, maybe side bend further. Now you might be able to bring your left elbow on the inner side of your left leg, nudging it open as you reach. Might even hand the strap over to your right hand too, so that right hand can walk down the strap towards your left foot. Let's take 2 more breaths. And as you inhale, slowly rise up. Let's extend the right leg forward. Bend the left knee open. Bring the sole of your left foot high on your inner right thigh. If you're using the strap around the ball of your right foot, hold the strap in your left hand. Place your right hand outside your right hip and flex your right foot. Breathe in, lift up while you ground. Exhale, twist to your right, then bow. Inhale, root your left sitting bone deeper and elongate your spine diagonally forward. Exhale, hold some more. Shoulders down your back. About 3 more breaths. Inhale, slowly rise up. And this time, splaying open your left knee from the hip so that your left heel comes to the center of your pelvis. So I'm not mirroring you here. I am facing my back to you. Keep the strap on your right foot and hold it in your right hand. Raise your left arm. Breathe in. Sit tall. Exhale, side bend to your right. You can bring your right elbow inside of your right thigh. Inhale, root your left sitting bone deeper and elongate your spine. Exhale, keep side bending, shoulders down the back, belly firming in. Let's take 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, slowly rise up. This time, straighten both legs in front for Paschimottanasana. Strap around the sole of the balls of both feet. Separate your feet hips distance. Now make sure you have enough slack in the strap where your shoulders can draw slightly behind your ears and down your back, lifting through your neck, hugging your front ribs towards your back body, and rooting down to your pelvis as you breathe in to sit taller. Now keep this open space in your throat and start to hinge from your hips as you breathe out, keeping the belly hugging in. Pause as you inhale and elongate the front and back of your spine some more. Maybe fold a little more as you exhale. And just like that, about 3 more breaths in Paschimottanasana. Leading from your chest, inhale, slowly rise up. Put the strap aside. And we're going to come all the way down to our backs to take a certain version of a supine twist. So come to lie on your back, bend your knees, cross your right ankle over your left thigh like a figure 4 shape. Then keep this shape and open your arms for a moment so they're out of the way. Drop your left thigh open to the left. So your right hip will lift off the floor, and you'll step the sole of your right foot completely on the ground so that your right knee is pointing straight up towards the sky. Then place your right palm on the very top inside of your right thigh, close to your right hip, and gently press your inner right thigh away from your belly. And you might feel some tractioning in your lower spine here. Be gentle with that and breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. One more deep breath in. Slow breath out. Gently roll onto your back. Uncross your legs. Set your right foot on the ground. Switch, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh. Splay your left thigh open. Keep shape in your legs. Open your arms so they're out of the way. And then drop your right thigh open to the right so that the sole of your left foot lands standing on the floor. Left knee is facing the sky. And then here, take your left palm and gently press the top inner side of your left thigh away from your belly. You can also use your right palm if that's easier. Doesn't matter which hand you're using. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Even slower, breathe out. Listen to your breath. 3 more. As you come back to center, happy baby pose. Bend your knees apart. Bring your arms inside of your legs. Catch your outer calves or feet. Lift the soles of your feet to face the sky and bend your knees down outside of your shoulders. Parallel your feet as wide apart as you can. Now keep your shoulders on the floor and press your tailbone into the ground. Feel the length of the back of your spine as though you're ironing it against the ground. Let's take 3 last slower exhalations through the mouth. Inhale into your belly. Then draw your knees into your chest. Hug everything close to your heart. Just allowing a moment of gratitude, true gratitude here for your body instruments, for your mind instruments, and for yourself. Showing up in this practice of mind, body, and spirit. Take a deep breath in, fill up your lungs, fill up your body, fill up your brain, fill up your heart. Open your mouth and let it all go. Begin to lower your body to rest in a comfortable corpse pose or shavasana for the next few minutes before meditation. As you stay another minute or so longer resting in Shavasana, I wanted to share a little bit more by Pema Chodron in preparation for our guided meditation. Emotions are the arising of the natural dynamic energy of life. Thoughts are also natural and spontaneously arising. Everything that happens is naturally occurring. You don't actually invent any of it. Something occurs and you can invite it in to become your friend, your support for awakening. Emotions don't have to be so evil and scary. They're just energy. We are the ones who ascribe the labels of good and bad to our emotions. Take a few seconds here to conjure up or get in touch with an unpleasant emotion. I would not recommend starting with something extremely traumatic. We all have totally incapacitating, unpleasant memories or feelings. Just get in touch with something along the lines of how miffed you were when someone took the last cookie, or how upset you were when so-and-so interrupted you when you were talking. Begin with a mild irritation. So by working with the lightweight emotions, we build up strength, just like working out at the gym. You start where you are and then you work out and your strength grows. So by using lightweight emotions, irritation or mild anxiety, believe it or not, it's building up your strength to work with really difficult emotions. So as you continue to lie in Shavasana in preparation for our meditation, recall a painful memory that you can use for this exercise. Remember, not something extremely traumatic, just something slightly irritating or something that has a feeling of anxiety. So maybe this is a memory of being criticized. Sometimes people use a memory, or sometimes people use a visual image of something that provokes them. So you have that memory. Now find a pleasant emotion. And you think about something in the past, or think of an image of something that evokes something pleasant, feels good, such as when you were being praised. And just take a moment to think about that. So now two, right? One where it feels maybe uncomfortable, so good. Then you have the other one that feels kind of actually positive, feels good. We're going to use these in our meditation. So now, if you'd like to join me in sitting, please your fingers and toes, arms, your legs, maybe your head. You might like to keep your eyes closed if they're closed. And make a conscious transition. Ease into your chest again and turning over to your right side. And as you're ready, slowly lift your body upright. Find a comfortable seat. Maybe you're sitting on a pillow or blanket or the floor. Take a moment to adjust your body if you need, so that you can feel balanced, open, and grounded. Head is upright, shoulders are relaxed, spine is tall, heart space feels open, and lower body feels supported, grounded. Now choose to either close your eyes or open your eyes, but steady your gaze softly on one spot. Hands can be resting face down in your lap. You could bring the palms to stack, maybe hovering, Zen Mudra. Now place your attention on your breath. First, just allowing your natural breath to support your focus. Let your breath be your friend for training and being present. So if your mind wanders off, which it usually does, to all of us, just come back to the breath every time. And now recall that anything can arise in space and be the object or support for your training here. So now mentally fabricate, or using a memory or a visual, bring forward in your awareness the emotion that is unpleasant, not feeling so good. Place your attention on that emotion, whatever came up when you were visualizing earlier. See if you can contact the texture feeling. If someone asked you to describe the feeling of that emotion, how would you describe it? Fully put your attention on the emotion itself, just as it is. Some people find it helpful to feel for the emotion's temperature or texture or its location in the body. For some people, this is very easy, but for others, it is quite difficult. Just do your best to be present with the unpleasant emotion. Do that for a short time, then once again, rest in open awareness, just feeling your breath. If at any point your mind wanders off, gently bring it back without the labels of right or wrong. Often our emotions take us into the story or the thoughts. When the thoughts arise, notice them, notice the thinking, then bring yourself to the feeling of the emotion. There, in the immediacy of the emotion, feeling into it, lies the possibility of moving into openness and acceptance. You'll find that this is quite liberating and eventually quite settling. So still bringing your attention to that emotion, that unpleasant emotion. I encourage you to get curious about your emotions and to allow yourself to go into them so you can experience this opening. This is how the heart opens. This is how compassion arises. Compassion for oneself and compassion for others. And now let's recall that positive emotion that you remembered earlier. Something that feels good for you. And you allow that emotion in now so that you can witness it. So in the same way, can you make contact with the texture or the feeling or even the location of the emotion in your body? What does this emotion feel like in your body? And then again, notice if your mind starts to label that emotion with thoughts, with explanations, or with stories. Just notice if you starts to do that, and just say thinking, and then come back to feeling the emotion just directly, the energy of the emotion. And so what we've just done in this meditation practice is to take two somewhat opposite kinds of emotions, something that feels unpleasant, uncomfortable, maybe slightly difficult. And then we also took something that probably felt good, something we might label positive, something that might be easier to feel. But to each one, we looked at it with the same kind of lens, without developing a story of thoughts around it. Simply trying to feel the energy of it in our bodies. This is an interesting practice you can do whenever any kind of emotion comes up. Even when you're not closing your eyes, even when you're in a conversation and you start to feel triggered by something somebody said, maybe you get a little annoyed. That's what's called taking your yoga off the mat and applying it to daily life. Integrating your yoga. So remember that meditation is a practice, but we continue applying that practice in our relationships, in our interactions with the world, as well as our interactions with ourselves. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Honoring yourself through this practice, your body through this practice, and even the emotions that come and go through this practice. All can be our teachers as we open our hearts to pay attention. Let's close chanting one Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.